Good morning and welcome to Frank's School. This is the 7th year, 59th day, first video. It's May Day, May 1st. This is my favorite day of the year, all other things being equal. The most beautiful day of the year on average, I think. And there are others that think as well. May Day. Well, and in year 2019. Another reason for commenting on that, though, is the 1st of May, and I think I'm going to try to give a once-a-month update on the resurrecting itself of the village here, the village here at Frank's School, Camp Ranch campus, and I'll go outside as well. I probably will follow this video up by going outside to show you some things, but once a month, but maybe 2 or 3 videos. We'll see how that goes. I think I'm going to erase stuff as I go. It'll be a little easier for me to keep track here. Of the 30 folk huts, I've done a lot in the last month. I say once a month, but that's up until, well, I guess it'll probably be till April 1st, 2000. Well, maybe after that. But I set, it's not just indefinite, because I figure the beginning of April is about the latest that you could really start to make the movie Resurrection, because it follows the seasons, and so much of what I'm doing now has to do with the set. It could be included in the movie, but the presence of the actors, that eventually I'll have to deal with that. Anyway, of the 30 folk huts that I've talked about, that I have begun, about 9 of them I have now unbuilt. I've taken them down to the ground and started some of them back up. I have about 6 to go that have to be unbuilt all the way to the ground, and then about 5 of them can wait. They're up in the woods and they can wait, but I'd like to get to them. Now, in addition to those, there are about 9 that are new that I will start from scratch, so I don't have to unbuild them. I can just start from scratch. And there's 2 of them so far that I'm just not going to, I'm taking them down to the ground. I'm not going to rebuild them. I think they were superfluous. They're not needed. Well, there's more to say. I tried to be brief here, believe it or not. But anyway, with all this unbuilding, I'm awash with material, especially wood. Because the way I build things so that they're easy to take. Whatever I build with the idea that it should be easy to take apart. I don't build it permanently. And I've talked about that elsewhere. Well, these are pretty easy to take apart. It doesn't take very long. I only built them up to waist height, most of them, which I had shown you before. And I'm awash with wood, but I say there's about 5 degrees of decay. Some of the wood that I was using before, when I was building really a folk hut for nothing, no money at all. But now I say they cost about $300 each. It's because I actually buy wood, but I was building with nothing. Well, some of that wood was so bad it was all rotted almost like rope, but even that I can still use. That would be the worst degree. Some of it's been out. These folk huts, I started some of them maybe 4 years ago, maybe 5. They've been uncovered out in the weather, and that hasn't done the wood any good at all. But I can still use it because of different places. So about 5 degrees of wood. The strongest would be oak, straight from the sawmill, green oak straight from the sawmill, but there's also pine. Well, and what I've found is the wood that I used, I'll buy new wood mostly for the floors, the first floor of the folk huts, and that'll be like this. Oh, that may be close to $40 a folk hut to get that new material. For maybe $45 a folk hut. But what's there now, it's not as strong because it's been weathered and stuff. I'll move it up to the up ladder level is what I call it. But someone else might say upstairs, but up ladder level, and the really rotted up stuff, a lot of that will go up too. I can use it so it's really not wasted. And the worst of it even works as weights. It's one of the reasons it's directing my order of and unbuild right now, is I need weights to hold plastic or opaque materials down for extreme mulching so the wind doesn't blow it away. So even the worst of it I can use as weights, and pallets that are just all falling apart. They work as weights to hold that opaque material, whether it's plastic or roofing or cloth or whatever. And that, by the way, works. It works. I sowed barley, I've sown rye, I've sown various things on the places where the vegetation is killed off because of it, and it's coming up. It works, but that I hadn't better go into that now. Now, another thing, because of the 45 cuts, all my cuts tend to be 45s. The roofs are 12/12 pitch. I can therefore flip them over, those boards, and the angle works just as well. And so if the wood has cupped because of the way it's dried, let's see, toward the sun, it would tend to cup this way, but I can flip it over. Yeah, I can use that. Another thing, I use pins. When I put the corners together, I did it with real big nails as pins. Well, they could just be pulled out. That's part of the business of building things with the idea that it should be easy to take apart. So I need very little, almost no new material. I've thought about going to the sawmill to buy some wood just to make sure my sawyer knows that I haven't died, I'm not gone. I'm going to be back. I'm going to need wood, but I've got all this wood to go through. I spent the winter hauling material here. Dunnage, the 4x4s. Every faux cut takes about, it takes a minimum of 15 pieces of dunnage. You know, that's $5. I get the stuff so cheap. Bunker cover, I've got a bunch. I can get a whole bunch more. That's that thick plastic white on one side, black on the other. I've hauled that stuff in the winter, and I've got that here. I say I'm awash with material. These huts, faux huts, so I'm unbuilding them and building them again. They have served as placeholders. For the most part, that is the spot where I'm going to put the Dewar faux hut. But the result is they also have generated usable wood. I can use the wood over again. I'm making them 5 inches longer, but in some cases I'm turning them or shifting them a little bit as well. But basically most of them are held the place where there's going to be a faux cut. The new design that I came up with due to living roofs, when I realized that yes, I can build these in such a way strong enough to support 5 inches of wet soil and snow and all that. Well, it's a better design. It's a better, and the book on this subject, building faux huts with pallets, a new vernacular architecture. That book is basically ready. Publishing it should really be not much more than a click away, and I need to get to that. It'll be an initial edition. I'll need a better edition later. Now the wind and from neglect and stuff over the winter, it's going to be at least June 1st before I get that stuff stabilized again, because the wind over the winter did some damage and stuff. So along with everything else, I have to make sure things are stable. All right, well, I'm going to go outside eventually and show you some of this stuff. Not a lot. Bye for now.